Welcome to the Curly Hair Q&A show. I'm your host, Ken Nichols, and I'm here with Melanie Nichols and Murphy Nichols. She is the founder of the Raw Hair Organic Salon in beautiful Naples, Florida. It's one of the top curly hair salons in the country, and Melanie is one of the top curl and hair color experts anywhere in the world. She is also the founder of the Raw Curls brand of natural and organic curly hair products that can be found at rawhairorganics.com. So, welcome. If this is your first time visiting our show, thanks for joining us. This is episode 207 if you are old school and been following along. So, we're coming up on 4 years, I believe. I think we're about a month out.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Well, from when I started it. Yeah.
4?
Yep. I think
You
we're
sure?
coming up. Yep. Pretty sure. Well, do the math. 207.
Too hard. I don't have a calculator.
I don't have a calculator. Anyway, so welcome. Thanks for joining us tonight. And if you are new, we are a 2019 and 2021 award-winning podcast, the number 2 ranked hair industry podcast that you must listen to and subscribe to. You can listen to this episode if you would like in the future, or listen to past episodes. I'm assuming for those of you who are watching the live stream now, you can listen to this episode and all the previous archive shows and interviews on the Curly Hair Q&A show. On the Curly Hair Q&A show podcast, usually Monday night after about 10 o'clock, anywhere that you consume podcasts, such as, Murphy, what are you up to? Sit that dog down.
She wants to talk about the academy
Well,
and classes.
she's distracting me. You can listen to the podcast version wherever you consume your podcasts on places such as Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, Stitcher, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Radio Public, Podcast Addict, Podbean, and SoundCloud. We live stream the show every single Monday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time in a whole bunch of different places. I think 8 or 9 now. We are the internet's only weekly, long-time running curly hair Q&A show where industry experts answer your curly hair questions. You can follow our live stream and watch it on Facebook in the Curly Girls Support Group, the Curly Hair Q&A group, the Diva Curl User Support Group, the Raw Curls User Support Group, the Curly Silvers Support Group, the Shea Moisture User Support Group, and the Curly Hair Q&A Show Facebook page. And to top it all off, you can also watch the live stream on the YouTube channel on the Curly Hair Q&A Show channel. Same thing, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, live streams, usually a couple of minutes behind just because there's a little bit of a lag. And as every week on Instagram at Raw Curls. Hey, Instagram. Thanks for joining us tonight. So Melanie, how are you this week? Tell me about your week. How are things going on at the salon? Any interesting curly clients? Anything good going on? We're in the heart of season down here in beautiful Southwest Florida. It's busy.
Yeah. That's how my week went. Super busy. You look at my days and I'm not even sure how I'm going to make it through, but I do. So just long, busy, unfortunately or fortunately, turning business away. I can't get everybody in, even though I work the hours that I do. I've been there 14 hours a day right now, stay late on Saturday, do what I can to try to accommodate everybody, but it just isn't even possible. I've had people calling for house calls. It's not possible. I am already working so much. I just can't. But good, we've had fun. We've had lots of great curly clients coming in, new people having transformations that they're just blown away. I posted pictures of that one. I didn't even get to post all my pictures yet. I haven't even, I barely, people don't believe it, but I really don't even get time to go to the bathroom or eat. I know it sounds crazy because of course I'm in control of my own schedule, but that's just how we are. And because I'm just trying to, it's like a marathon. My days are like running a race all day from start to finish. And it just is, client after client packed in, now in season. And because I have more space, I'm doubling up. And so I'm working on, 2 people at one time and just, highlight and a color and, just all this craziness going on and trying to stay on schedule. So, anyway, but, I had a couple people that were new for their curly cuts and, they come in and I don't know what their expectations are, I guess they aren't sure, how I'm going to be able to really change their hair. And, one in particular that I posted pictures of her, she went from, just having wavy blonde hair to amazing bouncing curls. And, I mean, she just couldn't get over it. People, screaming and laughing and, not crying, like happy tears, but just, just like so excited, they're because they've had bad experiences before. And so to walk out feeling so good about the way their hair looks is life changing. So much so that this woman in particular went to exercise class the next day. And the next thing we know, this woman comes running in the door and wants to make an appointment and buy product because she just was so impressed with the way that her friend's hair looked, and what we were able to do with her curls. So, I get that a lot, and it's been happening lately. So
That's very, very cool.
yeah, it's
Okay.
super cool.
Gotta like that. Yeah. It's not really free advertising. It sounds like it is, but it's really not because you're still paying for it.
But, that's what I tell my students, your customers, your clients are walking billboards. I don't really spend a lot on advertising, for the salon, basically because I'm always busy and this is kind of how it goes. And, I don't need to spend that money. I end up turning people away because I can't get them in fast enough or whatnot. But yeah, this is what happens. You do, good work. People are excited about it. They go out and about. Everyone else sees it. They, wow, what a transformation. Who did your hair? I want it done to mine. It happens over and over and over. Yeah. One of the lady that I stayed for late on Saturday, she flew in, her sister came to me. They own a spa in town and she loved what I did with her hair. But they threw me a curveball because I thought we were doing, we were starting at 6 and doing a color and curly cut. So that's a 3-hour appointment. And then they wanted a huge change, like a transformation. And I didn't know that. And I was like, oh boy. But I did it and it turned out amazing. I'll have to post pictures later and they were just so, so happy.
Yeah, post some pictures so we can all see.
Yeah. She ended up she was struggling with being blonde. She was always a natural blonde. But now as we get older, like I am too, your hair changes. The texture of it changes, the color of it changes. And she just hasn't been satisfied with trying to get that blonde that she wants. They showed me pictures of Meg Ryan and I was like, oh my God, we're going to be here all night because I would have to literally re-highlight. She had highlights all over, but they were just really golden and her color was kind of golden as well. More of a brassy golden. And that Meg Ryan's hair was like more of a white platinum blonde. And so I was like, oh God. But anyway, as we talked about it and I explained color theory and how it works and why she's having problems reaching and achieving what she wants because of lifting, you're pulling that warmth and it ends up brassy and blah, blah, blah. So we decided to totally go in a different direction and give her red honey color like mine. And it looked gorgeous. It brought so much more color to her skin. It looked natural on her. And I said, this is going to be so much easier for you. You're, stylist up north and your hair is going to be in better condition. So win, win, win.
Well, don't tell us all this stuff and then don't show us pictures.
I'm sorry. I didn't have time. I'll get there.
All right. Well, next week or later in the week. Tonight, our show is sponsored by Rawganics. Rawganics Health. Great health strategically. There's a great buy one, get one free right on the site right now. Buy one 30-day supply, get 1 month free. And that's at rawganics.com, RAWGANX.com. Check it out. Melanie and I take it every single day. And and a good amount of our friends.
That's where we get a lot of our greens, nutrition, and energy, and definitely good anti-inflammatory ingredients. So all kinds of goodies.
Yep, that's
green
for sure.
goodness. That's what you should call it.
I should. Well, I should. It's really cool when I get like messages or people will comment to me and say, if I miss a day, boy, do I notice it. And
That's true.
And that's pretty cool.
That's so true.
That's pretty cool. I'll throw in another thing that's actually kind of funny. I know I told you this over a year ago. I know I told you about this. So back in my previous life, one of my race car driver friends had a bunch of weight to lose. And, and I told him, I'm like, hey, I can help you out with a couple of really simple things. Right. So his name's Rick Kelsey. If you know him, you can give him a high five. And I think I told you, yes.
I don't know him, but
well,
okay.
yeah, you wouldn't know him, but a lot of the people we know him. He's in our circle. And he started to do a couple of things that I told him. And, he lost 50 pounds
Oh my God.
in a matter of a couple of months. Yeah.
He needed to lose that much?
I haven't seen him in a long time,
I'd be dead.
and he was a skinny guy. So I was really surprised when he told me, he's like, I lost 50 pounds. I'm like, 50 pounds? He's like,
Wow.
yes. But what's really interesting, this is really interesting.
It's not a weight loss program.
It's
though.
not. Well, that's just it. But that's what's interesting about what I'm going to tell you. And I'm like, wow. And he said, he said, one of the things that really made a difference, he said, came from your Raw Organics YouTube channel. He said, a little video you did. I said, what? And he said, where you talked about for like 2 minutes about how you eat avocados for a snack.
Oh.
Because he would find himself snacking on garbage during the day at work, and drinking sodas and whatever. And what I do is I did this video where I show this. What I do is I always, every week I'll buy a big bag of avocados, and then we'll buy those little cups of the mashed stuff. Is that what it's called? The mashed
Avocado
stuff?
mash,
Yeah,
yeah.
avocado mash. We keep it in the fridge. But what I'll do during the day is I take them to work or at home, and I bite the top off them. Literally, I bite the top off them.
You bite it off
Yes,
with your teeth?
I bite it off with my
no
teeth.
wonder you
I
broke
swear to
your
God.
bracket.
Yeah, no kidding. So, well, it's soft.
Try a knife.
They're soft. I could, but I'm too lazy to do it, and that's why I said this is really, really quick. So get this. So I do that. I do it every day. I take a small teaspoon. I dig the pit out, and if you're careful, you can get it out without losing any of the the avocado. And then I take like hot sauce, and I squirt hot sauce in there, and I kind of mash it up a little bit, and I eat it out of there like it's a bowl. And it's a great snack during the day. And because it's all that healthy fat, it takes the cravings away. Right. And he saw that, and he's like, I'm going to try that.
But I would eat it with chips.
Well, then you're eating chips, right? He's trying to get away from eating chips,
I
right?
know, but why would
So,
you just eat it off a
Yeah.
spoon?
So he said,
Yeah.
so he told me this. He's like, yeah, I started doing that at work. And he's like, I love avocados now and the hot sauce. And he said, it got me to quit snacking. I'm like, that is so cool. It was like, and when Rhett and I did that video a couple of years, it was just a throwaway thing we did in our kitchen. It was just, he's like, do a video on that, because he would see me do it all the time at work. He's like, do a video on that. So I did it. But anyway, so it actually worked. It actually worked for someone. And I was going to bring something else up about that. Oh, so anyway, so I sent him a note the other day, this weekend, that there was a study that came out that said that you can actually eat when an avocado starts turning and it starts getting brown, you can actually eat that, and it's still good for you. It's not bad. And he's like, that's a game changer. I was throwing all that away.
Oh my God.
So anyway, congratulations, Rick Kelsey and rawganics.health.com for losing your. I'm really glad. I'm really glad to hear it. So anyway, we're also sponsored tonight by the Raw Curls Academy. All in 2021, we have 2-day workshops for licensed professional hairstylists who would like to specialize or at least get a very good skill set built up for curly and textured hair. Curl expert and color expert Melanie Nichols will be teaching several classes across the country in 2021. Hint, 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 starting shortly. We've done 1 or 2 classes already this year. But I'm going to list off a couple of dates. So if you are a licensed professional stylist and you're interested in the most comprehensive curly hair training on the planet, you can check out rawcurls.com/academy. Upcoming dates, I've got April 25th and 26th, Tampa, Sarasota. May 23rd, 24th, Naples, Florida. June 19th and 20th, Marietta, Georgia. June 27th and 28th, Naples, Florida. July 25th and 26th, Naples, Florida. July 31st, August 1st, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. August 29th and 30th, Naples, Florida. September 25th and 26th, Charlotte, North Carolina. November 7th and 8th, Austin, Texas. And November 14th and 15th, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. If you would like to host a class that is somewhere, anywhere in the neighborhood of that giant circle, send me a private message on Facebook or send a message to a message to orders at rawhairorganics.com. Talk to my assistant Renee and tell her, "Yep, I'm interested in hosting a class, and we'll get you in." And yeah, we're gonna surprise you pretty soon here with a bunch of stuff, but we'll update you on that. So, Diva Curl Academy is closed for 2021. They announced that back in November. And we're doing the best to pick up the slack on that and train up curl specialists, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that kind of the deal?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Next announcement, the hair color show. We usually do a yearly hair color show. That will be March 1st, the day before Miss Melanie's birthday. So that's 3 Mondays away from now, I think. 3 Mondays away, the hair color show. So get your hair color questions available, and we will answer them.
Maybe I should color my hair.
Oh, well, there you go. that would be a good idea, at least by then. Next week, Monday, the 15th, we will be doing a half-hour show that we've been talking about and hinting about in the Curly Silvers Facebook group, specifically just in that group. We're going to do that right after the show. Half an hour, no longer than half an hour. You got questions about hair color, transitioning from hair color, silver texture, styles, styling, any questions regarding silver hair or the transition thereof, we will be in that group at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're not a part of that group and you want to be a part of that conversation, find that on Facebook, join the group, and you can be part of that Q&A. So that'll be really, really interesting because it's going to be, it's a relatively small group. There's a couple thousand people in it, I believe. So you'll get to talk to one of the top curl specialists and color specialists in the world who knows a lot about silver hair, don't you? Mm-hmm. Know a lot about it. So
yep, I work with it a lot.
Yeah. So next Monday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Check us out there. Lastly, now, so we've been talking about a lot of things. Lastly,
yeah.
So I had a couple of people, I saw one messaged me, and I saw a couple of people post about this in the group, and they said, you guys, that's a really big warehouse you guys showed last week that you're moving into. What are you going to do with all that? You're going to find out. You're going to find out. We're just not going to tell you tonight. We're going to tell. It's going to be a giant indoor go-kart track is what I really would like.
Right.
It'd be so cool. That would be like the coolest ever. Wouldn't that?
No.
Okay. It's not going to be an indoor go-kart track. Although when we retire, I might build one. Look for like an old Walmart or a Menards store that, or Lowe's that goes out of business. Make it a giant. Oh, it'd be so cool. Anyway, no, it's not going to be. But we'll you guys are going to find out pretty soon what's going on in that. And there's a couple of things we got coming up that I guarantee you and I never thought of. I'm full of ideas. Most of them are bad, but some of them are good.
You're full of something.
Hey, I ain't the only one around here who's full of something.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, but yeah. But we've got some really neat stuff coming on, and kind of the way we've done things our whole career is, we do our homework, we do what we try things that we think are right. Some of them stick, some of them don't. I got one that I think's really going to stick. But it's going to take a big giant warehouse.
I have the best idea, and I haven't been able to execute it yet.
Not making that stupid 29 cent.
I am making it. I'm making it without you. You can make your little go-kart track. I'm going to make this, and it's going to be a huge hit.
It's going to be, Oh, more fun than an indoor go-kart
Not
track?
more fun, but more profitable.
At what, 89 cents a piece?
Everybody is going to love it. I swear. I know I'm right. Everybody will have one.
Do you want to get into some questions?
Yes.
Let's get into some
Murphy was
questions.
trying. By the way, this is supposed to be our Valentine's special.
No, it would be next week.
No, because the Valentine's is on Sunday.
Oh,
And I know you're disappointed. I couldn't find the glasses.
damn it.
I looked and looked and looked. That put me a little behind. I could not. I thought I had them in one drawer and then I moved them. So forget it. That's what happens. Now I have no idea where they are. But at least I wear my little heart necklace. And Murphy has her little heart on her head.
She's got her heart on her
She's
head.
got a permanent heart.
She's got a permanent heart on her head. All right, let's get into some questions. Melanie, I've heard you mention that you are a Diva Curl trained stylist.
Yes.
If I'm getting Diva cuts, quote unquote, how often should I be getting one or scheduling one?
Well, we typically do a curly cut on average every 3 months.
Well, what about her in general? Because it sounds like she's going to a Diva Curl trained stylist.
Same.
So how often do you think she should schedule?
Every 3 months.
Every 3 months. Okay, good. All right, hopefully that helps. That was an easy one.
Yeah.
Here's another easy one.
Good.
Ken and Melanie, when are you doing the special show in the Curly Silvers Facebook group that you talked about last month? Next week, Monday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. But that's it. It's half an hour and that's it. We might even run this one show just because this show a little short, just because we.
Was I supposed to bring a guest? We talked about it. I asked you. Nobody's going to want to drive out
I don't think
here.
so. Nobody wants to drive
No
out
one's
here.
going to want to drive out here.
We're still in the middle of nowhere here with the.
And my clients that have gray hair or older, they
Yeah.
can't drive at night.
Yeah, right. Don't laugh. It's true around here.
Ah,
And that's literally what I was thinking about. I was literally thinking about Edda. I was like, I'll go visit your mom. Here's a fun fact. I'm going to visit my mother-in-law tomorrow. And I thought I would go visit my mother-in-law. And then I thought, how do I get from the house she's staying at with Edda to your mom's house for me to stay? I'm like, how am I going to get there? Because she can't drive me because it'll be dark. Do I take her car and then? But since I'm going to be yelling at her from the porch because I can't go next to her because she's.
why will it be dark?
I'll just go sit at that house alone by myself.
Well, what time? No,
I
you'll
don't
get
know.
there before dark.
Yeah,
I don't know,
guess.
but it's going to be freezing, and they're supposed to have
Yes.
snow and ice. So
Yes.
I'm not sure what you're going to do.
Camp. All right. Melanie, whether I was doing curly girl method / water soluble or not, I was always able to go up to about 5 to 7 days without washing. For over a year now, my hair is a big grease ball by day 3. I thought maybe it was the oil I was using on my face, so I stopped using it. No change. Thought maybe I needed to clarify. No change. Switched out my co-wash days with more low poo days. No change. Tried styling different products, different sleep protection, different methods of diffusing, air drying. Nothing is helping my grease ball. I don't know what else to do. Can you help? She can't help because I'm still here. Dum-dum. Anyway, why so funny? Anyway, what are your thoughts
Well, so I'm wondering.
by day 3?
I'm wondering her age. That's not unusual. It's not a bad thing to have to wash your hair every 3 days. Some people
Right.
wash their hair every day.
Well, you know what it is she's used to 5 to 7 days.
Well,
But that's not the
You
norm.
know,
That's
yeah,
not the norm.
That's not like I definitely have to wash my hair every 3 days. I'm wondering if she's going through menopause or a hormone change is my first thought because that's how it is for me. Like day 1 is great, but by day 2 I already start to feel like it's starting to change, and I feel the oil or whatever. I just feel it getting dirty, and then by day 3 for sure it's like that's it. If I would push it to day 4, it's going to be because I have to have a really good reason, like it's the weekend or, I'm just exhausted and I know I don't want to deal with my hair and it's going in a braid or up. But typically, yeah, like that's, for most people, they wash for sure. Many, many people wash every 3 days. That's great. But I'm thinking maybe she's going through a hormone change and it's throwing off, her her system, so it's producing more oils and more.
Sebum.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's just a change in your skin and everything changes, but um, that's very common.
Okay. All right. Boy, hold on a second. If you're watching on one of the live streams right now on Facebook or the YouTube channel or anywhere else, um, if you would take 2 seconds, we'd really appreciate it. We do this maybe once or twice a year. Take 2 seconds, please, and comment where you're from,
Mm.
like what city and state you're from. We like to get a good idea as to where people are watching. So if we ever decide that we're going to uh, maybe change the show time, or if we're on the road traveling, we might need to know, when the majority of people are watching, because we wouldn't want to go live in a different time zone and nobody's watching for whatever reason. And believe it or not, the time that we've chosen, that we've been doing it for so long at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time on Mondays, we didn't just pick that out of our butts. That was from a lot of question answering and people responding about, this is what my schedule is like. I have a family. I have to cook. I'm still at work, blah, 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 blah. And us being, we're about as far east as you can get in this country, in Southwest Florida. So
I was going to mention one more thing for that
yeah.
lady. I'm not a big user of dry shampoo, but that's an option too. Some people like that, to absorb some of those oils and freshen the scalp, and so that could get you another day or two if you desire.
Okay. All right. Oh boy.
Why do you have this set up?
What?
Why do you have this set up today?
Why?
Mm-hmm.
So I can take live streaming questions, like from Catherine Branco Martinez, who's saying hi from Phoenix City, Alabama.
Hi.
Kristen Bell, that's Christina Bell, so it's not the Kristen Bell. From New Orleans, Louisiana. She's from LA,
Oh.
Lower Alabama. No, that's Louisiana.
Uh,
Anyway, Nicole Huga, she's in Santa Cruz, California. Who else is watching tonight? Oh, Rebecca Shea from New Braunfels, Texas, between San Antonio and Austin. Cindy Addison, Valparaiso, Florida. Princeton, New Jersey. Boy, we're all over. So Central United States, a lot of East Coast people, and you know what? Oh, Santa Cruz, California. So that's the only West Coast one. But that tells me right there, not home from work yet. So anyway, so there you go. If you guys got any questions, now would be the time to answer in any of, or to ask them in any of the groups, because as Melanie just mentioned, I've got a different setup here this week, and we're trying to do more live stream questions. It's a little difficult just with the software platform that Facebook gives us. So, all right, Melanie, do you know if using DevaCurl 1 condition just on my ends will still cause damage, even if it's not touching my scalp at all? I'm sure she's referring to the
hair loss.
the hair loss thingy.
So, good question. I don't know for sure, but my common sense mind says that it would be okay, because just off the cuff, I'm thinking, the problems are being caused by whatever's happening at the scalp. So I would think that if you're just using it on the ends, that would not be a problem. Don't know for sure, but that's my thought.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. All right. These are good questions. Melanie, if you had to choose, would you pick DevaCurl products for curly hair or Moroccan oil products for curly hair?
Oh, that is a good question. I would still go with.
So you're stranded on a deserted island, and a crate floats up to the shore, and you bust it open, and lo and behold, it's 2 boxes of bottles of curly hair products. One's Moroccan oil and one's DevaCurl products, and you have to decide which one are you going to use.
Diva.
You're going to use Diva for Moroccan oil.
I would.
Okay, good. Do you want to talk about why?
Not really.
Okay.
But
Moving on.
no, I mean, to me, that's kind of a really easy question because Diva Curl was originally, it's a curly hairline and that's what it was made for. Yes, they've had some issues, that have been out there, but all in all, some people have problems, some people don't use properly. I think you have better chances of it being okay. So, I take my chances, and I know Moroccan oil has, tons and tons of silicone and other ingredients that I, wouldn't use on my hair. So I would go with the Diva.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's a fun fact.
Mm,
A good friend of ours was the person that brought the Moroccan oil brand to the United States.
that's right.
Yep. We know him personally.
Hmm.
And he lives in the same neighborhood. This is funny. He lives in the same neighborhood. Actually, we know this is even funnier. But some people will think this is funny. It's just the irony of this. This friend, we actually have two people that we know. This guy's a friend, another guy's a business associate, that they live in the same exact neighborhood with as the majority of the Kardashians in Calabasas. I swear to God. One of our friends, their house backs up, like their backyards back up to Chris's, the mom's,
Right.
the momster. Anyway, so
Yeah.
fun fact. You'd be surprised, it just, it comes up every once in a while. You'd be surprised at people we know. Be surprised.
We know people.
We know people. You get old enough, you meet people.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was just talking about how you, feel like you're, buddies with Nick Arojo
We are.
from What Not to Wear.
We are.
He's at the hair shows. He's an educator like I am. And, I mean, a lot of us are friendly and he's a nice guy. But anyway, I don't remember. I introduced you or somehow you talked or whatever years ago. But now Ken feels like they're BFFs.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to go talk to my friend Nick.
Yeah. Well, I did actually. Well, nah, I won't get into it.
No, but we know a lot of the, we know a lot of people.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Melanie. Melanie, my individual hairs are very thin, but I have a lot and it's very curly. How do I keep the curls and get some volume and keep my hair from getting fuzzy? She did not say frizzy. She said fuzzy.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear.
Maybe a cut is in order?
Yeah, but it's still all about what products are you using and how are you applying them. And that is the lesson that I teach over and over and over and over, in the salon. Many times people are just not doing those two things right. So yes, a haircut can help, but many times it's just products and application. So, finding the right products and learning how to apply them properly, like how we teach, with the raw curls in the salon, in the classes, with our clients, whatever, videos. We have all kinds of, information out there. It really helps and it really makes a difference. And you can see that immediately. And, we have instructional cards, that we include with the travel kits that people buy. So, there's lots of resources out there to help you. And then these groups, of course,
Yes, absolutely. Okay. All right. Let's see. Melanie, I have been co-washing my hair one day, shampooing the next with a very gentle shampoo. I notice on the days that I co-wash, I shed quite a bit more. This is causing me to think that I should use shampoo only. She uses Jessie Curl and Mop Top. Any thoughts? Frankly, I have never been a huge fan of co-washing. No kidding. And for years and years, I used shampoo only. Please do not tell me not to do this daily, as I have for decades with no harm done. What is she talking about?
I
Is
don't
she
know. I
saying,
don't get it.
is she saying that she, okay, frankly, I've never been a fan of, I want to know if she's saying, do not
But
tell me to
she's-
co-wash
but she
or
is
shampoo.
co-washing.
Okay.
So
And for
if-
years and years, I've used shampoo. Oh, okay. She's talking about shampoo. Okay. Yeah. So she's saying, please do not tell me to not shampoo daily as I have for decades with no harm done. I just want to know about co-washing versus mild shampoo and hair loss. Is there a connection at all?
Hard to say.
That's really hard to say.
Yeah, depending on what you're using. But, if you, I always tell people if something's working for you, then keep doing it, and if something's not working for you, then stop. That's the logical thing to do. So, there's no problem shampooing every day if that works for you and you're using the right products, and then, do it. Um, Jessica, who works for me, she likes to shampoo her hair every day. She uses the Raw Curls Wavy and Swavy products, and that's fine. So if it works for you, then do it. If it's a problem, then stop and do something else.
Okay.
hmm
All righty. Yeah, I mean that,
I
whenever
mean,
people say that, whenever they talk about that, the hair loss and whatever, I mean the that is such a tough question because my if I'm talking just from a chemical background, an ingredient background, I don't know, I don't be, I don't believe that a typical shampoo, or in this case, a typical conditioner would cause the follicle would cause shedding in one use.
right.
I just don't see it.
So,
I don't care if it's Diva Curl or not.
right. And, as I'm thinking about that, it's like the hair has different growth cycles. So, it's going to shed typically, unless you have some kind of a situation like an illness, a medication, or, some kind of, you know, there is a problem with the product or whatever. But even in one use, like you're saying with a product, that's pretty unusual. But anyway, so, it's more of when is it time for your hair to shed, unless there's some other outside situation causing additional hair loss. Yeah. So, but still 75 to 100 strands a day. That's a whole handful of hair. It's a lot.
We just cleaned it out of our own shower yesterday.
We did. And I took a picture of it and sent it to one of my clients again. That's freaking out, and I'm like, I'll take a picture of my hair wad because it's a lot of hair. Yes, with longer hair, you can see it more, but, that's the average of hair that you should shed on a normal head of hair that's growing in a healthy state. 100, 75 to 100 strands a day. That's a lot of hair.
It is. It's a lot of hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, when you see it in a
Mm-hmm.
wet ball,
Mm-hmm.
that's a lot of hair.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. Got a live streaming question. Melanie, what products do you recommend for 2B, 2C hair type, coarse, thick, wavy curls? What would you recommend?
Uh,
Hold on. Let me. I think there might. Nope. There's that. That is all the question there. Yeah. Any
2B,
thoughts?
2C.
Yep.
Well, okay, so if it's wavy and it's coarse and thick and dry, then I still would go with something that's going to be, moisturizing, like the Raw Curls cleanser and conditioner. Where the variance comes in, if it's fine and wavy and it's not dry, like it's not porous, then you want something that's going to be lighter, that's not going to weigh the hair down. So then you would go with the wavy swavy. But I think that's where a lot of people are making a mistake, because if the hair is really dry, you need that moisture then.
We were just talking about this yesterday. Was that
Yeah.
yesterday or today?
So I've had some clients with, they have super fine hair. I had a model like this that came to the class, and her hair was super fine and thin, and she didn't have much of it. So typically I want to go to the wavy swavy because it's lighter, but then as I was washing with that, I was like, her hair is so dry. So I needed to add some moisture to that. So I use the regular cleanser, and sometimes I'll mix and match, like, because the Raw Curls cleanser gives a lot of moisture. So then I might mix that with then following up with the wavy swavy conditioner.
Mm-hmm.
You may not need the heavier conditioner, but somewhere you need to get more moisture in that hair if it's drier.
Yeah.
So it sounds like that's the case for her.
Yeah. Okay. Melanie, do you have any recommendations for a 4-year-old toddler that seems to be having protein overload? She's got 3B, 3C hair type, curly, kinky, coily, if this correct terms to use. Yeah, it is. Let's see. I came across As I Am products from what I came across As I Am products from what I decided to go with. They've got those at Sally's. I think they even have them at Walmart. Clarified a few days ago, then will deep condition. removed all the hair products I had been using on her hair, and starting fresh. So, in other words, sounds like she was using some stuff that was probably building up. She's clarified it off, deep conditioned. She's like, all right, where do I start now with my 3B, 3C? That's not really coily, is it?
Mm-mm.
That's really more
I
kinky.
mean, when you no,
No,
not
it's not even
when you get
kinky,
into
yeah.
the 3Cs and the fours.
Fours.
That's
Yeah,
why I'm
fours, yeah.
thinking as you're saying that. So
Yeah.
just nice moisturizing, clean products that aren't going to build up in the hair. So in the Raw Curls line, I would suggest using the Raw Curls cleanser and conditioner. We just launched the deep conditioning mask, which is fabulous. People love it.
Fabulous.
Are we out? Somebody was asking. Oh,
Made 100 bottles this weekend.
okay, good.
I'll make another 100 this week.
Okay, good. And
I'm going to try to in the next 30 days and make 1,000. Hey, I'm going to try to make 1,000 bottles in the next 30 days.
yes. So and we'll come back to that in a second. Don't let me forget. But so that's what I would recommend. And then we also we launched the curl cream, which is wonderful for hair that is needing some more moisture.
I made 70 bottles on Friday. We'll make another 100 or 200 this week.
Yeah.
That's
so,
been selling out.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I
good
don't
news,
have
bad
any.
news. It's been. I apologize. I'm sorry.
So yes, just
It's
use
hard to
some
get
more
ingredients.
moisturizing products that are clean and not going to build up on the hair. It is, and I know people. Thank you for being patient. Those that are being patient
Thank
with us.
you.
Everybody every company, anywhere you go. The shelves are empty. Everyone is struggling. I have clients complaining they can't get their appliances. I mean, big
Yep.
companies. Everyone's going through this, so we apologize, but it is a thing, and we're doing the best that we can, and no one's more upset about not having products than
Yeah.
we are.
Right. And here,
Believe me,
and
I
here's
always
what.
tell
Yeah.
people that. You think you're upset. I mean, how do you think I feel? I don't have them either. I don't have them to sell. I don't have them in my salon. We're out of conditioner. We're out of curl cream.
It's hard.
It is a thing, but we just adapt and adjust and do the best
Yeah.
that we can. But thank you for your patience,
Yeah.
and please,
See,
continue.
over the last 12 years or so, I mean, it's usually been pretty easy to manage because we deal with suppliers where we get all our ingredients from and whatever. And when we batch, batch products and whatever, and they tell us, yep, it'll be there on the 15th. Great, batch on the 15th. Filled on its, well, ever since COVID started in January of last year, now 13, can you believe 13 months already? Now, we've got several of our suppliers of raw materials and whatever. They just, and I know they're doing it to everybody. They're just flat out lying because they can't, because they don't either have it or they can't, whatever. And so we're not the only ones, that, we go, everybody who's in this business, you go off of
Any
what
business.
those brokers tell you. When the brokers say this is what's going, you go off it. And now I think that they're just so sick of everybody yelling at them that they're just lying. So we're going off of the lies, and
I mean,
it
we have
sucks.
plants
It
in
just
California. Things have
sucks.
been shut down there. I mean, we have to deal with the situation in other states, and so our hands get tied because of everything that's been going on. So we can only do the best that we can do, and it's frustrating, but
Yeah. Yeah, and trust me, it's but thank you, and
there's no one that wants to have the products and have them to sell to you more than us.
more than
Believe me.
us.
So.
But it looks like, and I've
We're
said this
working
last
on it.
week. Yeah, it looks like by the end of this week we'll be in a really much better position about with a number of things. Okay, all right. Let's see what else I got. So, are you guys the owners of Raw Curls? No, I'm not.
Yes, I am. What do you mean?
I'm not.
Well, technically, yes. I am the owner, and Ken is
Okay.
free
Oh,
labor.
she Googled it anyway, so
And what did she
found
find?
out the answer. I'd be really interested to know. Anyway, all right. Okay. Melanie, all All right. Ooh, boy, gosh, we got some interesting questions tonight. Yeah, I'm going to ask this question, and then I'm going to search some more in the groups. So if you've got questions and you are in any of the Facebook groups watching right now, or on the YouTube channel, now would be your time to get it in, because I'm going to scour that quickly. Because this is a good one for Melanie. Melanie, I am turning to you because I need help.
Mm.
I moved away from my beloved stylist, and I haven't found a new person yet. Boy, that's hard.
Mm.
That's hard. I always wear my hair curly, and my hair is salt and pepper. Your typically I'm your typical wash and wear mom. One curly specialist in my area does razor cuts.
Mm.
Her before and after pictures are incredible, but I'm still a little unsure of this style of cutting and the longevity. I have heard other stylists claim that razor cuts add too much texture to textured hair, and that it makes the hair frizzy. Frizz is my biggest hurdle. Any insights would be amazing. Thank you so much for your time. Ooh, there you go. There's a fun one.
Well, I'm wondering if those before and after pictures of the razor cuts are with curly hair. She didn't say.
She did not.
I had to sneeze again. I didn't take my allergy pill.
Allergies have been terrible down here, you guys. Terrible.
Excuse me.
I mean, it's all year long, but it's lately it's been.
Yeah, I didn't get to take my allergy pill today. Anyway, yeah, so I'm wondering about that because I don't recommend cutting curly hair with a razor. The only exception I make is when I do somebody's hair like really short and I'm doing that little, hairline. Sometimes I will take my razor around there or the sideburns on short hair just to give it that wispiness. Sometimes I don't, but that's the only time that I would with curly hairs when it's super short and I'm doing that little neck hairline to give some texture look to it and make it wispy, and then the sideburns. But otherwise, I don't recommend using a razor on curly hair either. I agree with that thought process that it doesn't need that extra texture to it because we're already, starting with that in the hair with curly hair. So I do not recommend it. I use just really, really sharp shears.
Really, really, really sharp shears?
Really, really, really sharp shears.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Melanie, did you watch the Super Bowl last night?
Did not.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that. I guess it was a blowout. I made Ken look it up. What I told everybody is I was going to watch the beginning, the halftime, and the end, but I didn't even do that.
We were busy.
We were busy, and we don't even have the channels. I forgot. I realized that's why we haven't watched it in forever because, well, your friends usually have a party, but obviously no one's doing that.
Yeah, because right.
Yeah, and well, we went to one anyhow, but we don't have the channels to watch, so I couldn't even see. I wanted to see halftime and the end of the game. I'd like to know, but we just looked it up to see who won, and I'll watch commercials later.
Uh-huh. Yeah, we were busy watching the last episode of what's the name of that show?
Virgin River.
Virgin River. Yeah, watch the last episode.
What an ending! Why do they always end like you don't know who's alive?
Yeah, we're gonna find
So
out.
frustrating.
So we did that. We finished that after however many weeks we'd been stuck on that, and we started. And only because I heard so many people say that the longer you watch it, it gets better. We started to watch Cobra Kai. Is that any good? Are any of you guys watching that? Because they're already done with like 3 seasons. We're on like episode
I don't
4.
think so.
Yeah, it said 3 seasons.
No, I don't know. I thought I just heard there's
In the
only
thing.
2.
No, it said 3 up in the corner.
Hmm.
So if any of you guys are watching it, tell us, should we waste our time or should we do something else?
Hmm.
All right. Any questions? Anybody else? I don't think I got anything. More people watching from Philadelphia, PA. See, and that's interesting. Remember I said this last week because I had, we'd been kind of bopping around because we talked about the Day of Curls thing, and we've got some neat projects coming up in the next shortly. I should just stop. Shortly, we have some neat projects coming up, and so we had talked about some stops that we would make on our travels, and I mentioned that. Remember that last week? I'm like, boy, there's a lot of people from the greater Philadelphia area So here's a fun fact. I actually worked for 6 months. I was relocated to kind of the greater Philly area, about an hour and a half north of there in the Pocono Mountains.
What were you doing?
Just slave labor, pretty much, whatever. Not what I was.
Sounds like what you're doing now.
Not what. Yes, except yeah, not what I was told I was going to be doing. It's if it wasn't for the work, it's really nice up there.
Well, what kind of work were you doing?
I
Was that the pool
I
business?
no. I was supposed to be managing. I was supposed to be managing a factory.
Oh.
I somebody. It's a long story. I'll
Well, you don't
tell it
wanna
another
hear it
time.
then.
You don't want to hear it because it's a long story. But right before I got there, the guy who was in charge of this other part of the company had borrowed a van and a trailer from work on a weekend when nobody was around without asking, and the trailer broke free from the van on a 2-lane road up in the Pocono Mountains, and it was kind of icy. And the trailer broke loose, went into the oncoming lane, and killed some people.
Wow.
It happened. I started on Monday morning. This happened on Saturday. I didn't find out that happened until about 2 weeks later. They kept it
Wow.
from me because I'm getting there all happy. Hey, my first day, whatever. And they're like, well, you're not going to be doing this. I'm like, what?
Okay.
I just moved all the way across the country for this job.
Mm.
And then I found out why. They're like, remember the guy you were talking to on the phone, blank, blank, blank?
Wow.
And I'm like, yeah, he's not here anymore. Why?
Mm.
Because he killed some people.
Yikes.
What?
Ooh.
Anyway, so that's told you we got fun.
This is supposed to be a Valentine's
fun
show.
facts.
Love, love, love.
Yeah. So anyway, all right. What time is it here? A couple more questions and that's it. We're
It's
just about
free.
done.
Here's a fun fact. It's like below zero in Wisconsin, where we're from. It's fun because it's like super warm and beautiful here.
Right. All right. Okay, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do this, and this is. We'll do at least one more question, maybe two. This is interesting because it relates to your mother, and we were just kind of talking about her yesterday. All right. Let's see. Have you ever shaved anyone's head completely and had their hair grow back curly? I am being told if I shave my head, it will come back straight, not curly. Backstory. I am in a lupus flare and am undergoing thyroid surgery for an autoimmune thyroid disease. I also have severe anemia. I have been losing a lot of hair in the last year, but woke up a couple of weeks ago to massive hair loss daily. It's horrifying. I paid for a cut last week, and the stylist butchered me and had no idea how to cut curly hair. I have been in tears and feel so ugly. I am ready to just strip myself bald, but I am in my 40s and my hair takes a long time to grow back. I know I will miss my curls if they don't come back. Do you have any experience with shaving a head of curly hair?
I do, and there is no guarantee how it's going to come back. So, especially when people are going through a health crisis, many times, like with chemotherapy, it changes your hair structure for whatever reason.
Did for me.
Yep. Well, not really.
Well, that fuzzy garbage.
Well,
is-
when it grew in, but then, it didn't get curly, it still sticks straight. Many people, it does come back curly. Sometimes it stays, sometimes it doesn't. So, as far as lupus, but each individual and each situation is different. So, my mom just had her hair shaved again. Her friend Etta cut it, and she was in tears crying because she's never done that before, and she felt she did a horrible job, and she, made her friend look terrible. But my mom thought it was hilarious and was laughing, of course, because that's how she is. But I don't know. I'm hoping that my mom's hair comes back curly again because it did the first time after her chemo, it came in curly. So I'm hoping it does again. But you just don't know. You don't know what the body's going to do. So, if you have curly hair, is it going to come in straight? It could. Not sure. There's just no way of really knowing ahead of time.
Okay. Wish we had better news. All right. One last question. All right. Okay. Melanie, what raw curls products would you suggest for fine, thin, curly hair? I would love softer, defined curls. I am currently using Luss products. I bought it 2 days before joining your group. Sigh. The Luss All-in-One doesn't seem to be strong enough to define the curls and combat the frizz. What can I use in the Raw Curls line?
So again, I'm not sure if her hair is dry or what, but if it's healthy, fine, curly or wavy hair. Did she say wavy? Oh, or she said curly.
She didn't say wavy.
She just said fine.
Nope. Thin, fine.
So I would try the Raw Curls Wavy Swavy cleanser and conditioner, but then, importantly, you're going to need a gel. And that's what's going to help define your curls. And when you're styling them, keep, that definition. So a lot of times on the fine hair, I really like using the mousse and then the firm gel on top of that. Or if you don't want to buy that many products, and still, my go-to products would be the Raw Curls Wavy Swavy cleanser, conditioner, the anti-frizz spray, then the mousse or foam with the firm gel over it. If you don't, you could skip the mousse and just do the firm gel. Or the medium. Some people just don't like the firm. Like Jessica prefers the medium. So, you kind of, but you're going to get the most definition and the most hold with the firm gel.
So there you go.
So I guess I would suggest getting the the wavy pack doesn't have both gels in it, does it?
There's two different ones.
Yeah, there's two different ones. Yeah. So with the regular Raw Curls travel pack, it has both the medium and the firm gel in there, which is nice. And you could always play around with that too, and just use the cleanser and maybe skip the conditioner, because otherwise with the wavy swavy packs, you would probably get the one. Like I say, you're going to have to decide whether you want the one with the mousse and the firm gel or the mousse and the medium gel.
Yeah. Okay.
We don't have one with both.
Yeah. April Minot Anzac is in Milwaukee right now. She says it's 8 degrees, feels like -5. Ha ha. We know that very well. And
I
you can
thought
tell
it was minus
and you
16 or minus
right.
20 something.
It was.
Yeah.
I talked to Greg this morning.
Oh.
Yeah, you can tell we're from that area because I can actually pronounce your name, April.
What was it?
I'm a Polish Southsider.
Ah.
Anzac. So.
Oh. Yeah, I'm so glad we're not there. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, so glad it's freezing. But I'm going into it tomorrow. Ugh.
Yeah. I don't know what you're going to do.
I don't
You're
know.
not going to be able to drive in that.
It's not like I haven't before. But yeah, I got to be careful. But anyway, all right. So that's it. All right, we'll wrap it up.
Have a wonderful
Yeah.
Valentine's Day, whatever you do.
Yeah, whatever you do, have a wonderful Valentine's Day. Yeah, it sucks. Can't go out to restaurants or whatever.
Here you can.
Yeah, I guess you can if you want to.
That's why everybody's here. Everybody from
Right.
everywhere is
Florida's open.
It's packed.
It's packed. So
But
anyway,
yeah.
thanks for joining us. We'll see you again next week.
Love your curls.
Yeah.
Have a great week.
Yes, have a great curly week. And don't forget, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time after the show, we're going to do Curly Silver's show as well. So have a great curly week. We'll see you then.